Okay, we are back, and I have listened to your advice, and I have decided to add a little bit more CSS just so that it looks manageable. So when I don't look at this, I don't have I don't get sad. Let's just before we do anything else, and I'm gonna recap everything, but we do need to add some stuff. I think you're right. In the app.main here, remember how we displayed this flex? That's messing us up. I forgot to do flex direction and say flex direction column. And then let's justify the content of space between or something snazzy like that. And let's see how that looks now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take it. That's, you know what? So be it. It doesn't look as bad as it did before. So I am the one ordering me. Let's give me an actual name, actually. Let's say the name instead of me is Aster. Aster is ordering 2 espressos and 2 blueberry scones. Money. God, that looks good. And so if we were to add some more of these, let's just make sure that works too. If I were just to double this up, do the exact same thing, just copy paste it in there. Let's see how that looks. 2. And okay, maybe we need a little more space. We could go in there to that order item component and add some more break tags. I mean, you can decide how you want to do this. Doesn't really matter. Okay, you know what? That is fine with me. That looks okay. So there's an order from one person and an order from another person. Now, honestly, as these get a little bit bigger, this is not going to look so nice. So we'll add some extra styling to that later on. But for now, check it out. I think this is definitely a manageable looking coffee shop. And so at this point, we have written enough code that I think we can start to actually do what I said we were going to do a long time ago, which is, add a way for people to actually order things, right? Because right now all we're doing is we have this order items component or this order item component, and we're rendering the orders according to how many items are in the main component state.orders array. This thing right here. No more. Get rid of you. And but we still don't have the ability to let users actually add orders themselves. And that's just, any real app is just not going to be okay with that. I'm on 9%. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let me plug it in a second. I think I have enough juice to finish this video. So this is going to bring us to another crucial topic in React, which is event handlers. An event handler is simply that. It's a method that handles events, certain events. But event handlers are managed in a very particular way in React. Remember how we used to do them? We'd select element by ID, add event listener, listen to a click, all this stuff. React does it similarly-ish, but it's different. In React, it's important to remember that React is declarative, which means your DOM, the document object model, is a representation of your data. So if you change your data, you change your layout, you change your DOM. It's powerful, it's predictable, it's interpretable. I've said that a million times, but this is still the reason why I use it is because you know exactly what's going on. It's declarative. You declare one thing, it becomes part of your DOM. So you know exactly what you're getting from every line of code. Okay, so let's do this. You ready? Now for React, you know exactly what data each component has and how it should look based on that data. And all of the data that is the same in your components, or data that does not change, we call props. And all the data that changes, we call state. Now, if you want to change the state of your component, if you want to change this, you can't just say this.state.orders.push and add a new item to the array. I think actually you might be able to. It's just not the way React wants you to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a way for people to interact with the state in a fashion that React is familiar with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a section with a couple of inputs to let our users pick from the options on the menu. So let's go ahead and go to our orders, and let's make this a div in this case. Let's have a div that holds the orders H2, and let's put a horizontal rule in there also so that it looks nice. And then Below that, we have our UL. And then let's put another div at the bottom of this, like this. And this div is going to have the class name of select, I don't know, select menu item. You cool with that? Select menu item. Great. And let's put another horizontal rule in there. I'm using horizontal rules. I actually don't really use them that often, but I'm using them a bunch here just because it makes it easier for me to not have to go in there and write some CSS. The less CSS I write, the happier I'm going to be. And then I'm going to make a paragraph tag. And in this paragraph tag, I am going to say enter item here. And I'm going to add a and NBSP, which is a non-breaking space. Yeah, again, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. It just makes a little space. We use these and symbols just like we did with the copyright. They add a little, you know what? I'm not going to go into it right now. Just know that it creates a space. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an input with a name equal to selected item input. There you go. Super clever. Now remember, when inputs usually just end themselves like this, but that is not okay in React. Notice how expected corresponding JSX closing tag for input. Make sure you close off every one or you'll get errors. And then we need a button that says order. Bam. And we save. And we refresh. And there it is. So we have our orders. There's the first order. And we have an input here to order. Click, 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 order. Notice how nothing happens. That's good. Right now you want nothing to happen. I've added enough CSS for the time being to make this not terrible. But for now, this is all we need. Now the thing is about inputs is that nothing is going to happen here because we haven't told React how to handle the click. And so at this point, I think honestly, like once you have this, I'm gonna stop. I'm actually just gonna end the video here. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you how do we tell React what to do when someone clicks this button and how to handle the information they type into the input. Cool? Cool.